Yeah, man. It's the one only DJ Chase, the pregame party Miss podcast, right here. WDJCDB, DJ Chase Radio, man. This episode is brought to you by Groover, the hottest platform to get in touch with players, curators, real life people, not bots to review and curate your music, man. Real content. Once again, that's called Groover. And then also, too, this episode is brought to you by College Radio Directory. Use the promo code DJ Chase to get, a couple hours off, couple percentage points off. Get in touch with college players directories and college players curators and podcasts as well too. But enough of all that, man. We got North Carolina zone and Carolina zone. My God, we're gonna sound like this. We're gonna say Detroit zone, Carolina zone. My God, super producer DJ Vanex in the building. What's going on, brother?
What up, Chase? What up, man?
I'm sure we made it. We made it happen. We made it happen. For sure, man. First and foremost, how you feeling this blessed morning? How you feeling today?
I'm doing good. MLK Day, I'm doing good, man. We had
a
studio last night. It went well.
Okay.
Ready to go, man.
Yes, sir. So I want to get into your background a little bit. Like I said, I always try to dissect people's backgrounds and let people tell their own story from their own words. Because a lot of times, people don't, they talk about gossip. They talk about like a lot of nonsense. And I kind of want to position you and let you tell your story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And with that being said, okay, so your background, you were born in Detroit, correct?
Yep, born in Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah.
Raised in Burlington, North Carolina.
Yes, sir. And how was it being raised? How was Burlington? Well, for one, what made you guys move from Detroit to Burlington?
The crazy thing is, my mom is from Roxborough, but she was raised in Burlington, North Carolina. But she went to Detroit to visit somebody while she was pregnant with me.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and ended up having me up there. So that's how I was born in Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was just up there visiting and ended up going into labor, and that's how I was born up there.
Oh wow, okay, nice. And Burlington, like how was it growing up in Burlington, North Carolina for you?
Burlington is cool, man. It's a real country, small town, but I mean, it was cool, man. I really learned a lot. It's a small community, but it's a good family town. Price of living ain't super high up there, so it's a good place to start off at.
Got you. And now, what made you become a DJ? Because everybody DJ story, my DJ's story might be different from yours. What made you want to become a DJ?
I think the movie Juice, man. The movie gave me into DJing, and I had other mentors like one of my homeboys, God rest his soul, DJ Scott G. He was probably one of the biggest DJs in my city. And I ended up, linking up with him and got inspired more by hanging around him. Yeah, so
yeah,
I went from there.
Got you. And I take it you started on vinyl, correct?
Yeah, I still got vinyl. I started on vinyl, and then when Serato came out, we had to switch up.
Yeah. How do you feel about people that say, Serato ain't real DJ, and then that transition of that little period when it was like Serato not DJ? How do you feel about that?
I think they stuck behind time, because if you grew up like how I grew up with the 1200s and you carrying all these crates into the clubs and all
too much.
Ooh, it's a lot.
Too much. That's a lot.
Gotcha. Find records.
Yeah, for sure. And what who did you listen to? Like, who did you say, what, besides the DJ that you just named, who did you listen to musically growing up?
Musically, everything from Mobb Deep to Tribe Called Quest to G Unit, Bad Boy, the whole Bad Boy family,
Yeah.
Biggie and all that.
Yeah.
About all them.
Gotcha, guy. Yeah, got you. Now, we met, you kind of tall. Did you play sports in high school?
Yeah, I played basketball, man.
What kind of position you played?
I played forward and center.
Got you. Did you take it to college, or what kind of varied you off from sports?
DJing, producing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I went to college. I went to NCCU. I was getting ready to walk on as a basketball player, and I started DJing a lot of the college parties. And I was like, man, when you play basketball from elementary, middle school, and high school, after college, you got to kind of turn. I kind of got discouraged by being a DJ. So DJing parties and started making that bread. I was like, man, forget basketball. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Got you for sure, man. And you know, like you come like the same age as me. Like we come from like the tape, the mixtapes, the real mixtapes. And how do you feel about like artists making their own mixtapes now? Like you know, it transitioned from DJs making mixtapes to artists making mixtapes. How do you feel about that?
I think it's very important because it's a way you can build your brand. You know what I mean? The
Mm-hmm.
goal out here is to get out here and build your brand, and mixtapes is the way you can control your own way and use the music and build your own brand with. So mixtapes is definitely
Mm-hmm.
the key to it, you know.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. And how do you feel like with artists? Like, okay, so we have artists right now. You're a DJ that breaks music. You produce your own music. You know, how do you feel about like artists today feeling relying so much on feeling like, okay, the DJ has to do everything and the artists don't have to put in no work? How do you feel about that?
I feel like they lost in the sauce because it's up to you to break your own records. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
DJs help you do it. You know, it's just
yeah.
for me. I feel like it's all about how you become a businessman with your
Mm-hmm.
music. You know what I mean? You know how to
Mm-hmm.
network with the DJs, the program directors, get
Mm-hmm.
out here and take advantage of opportunities. Then you know
Mm-hmm.
what to do. You know, a lot of people just confused on
Mm-hmm.
position is. You know,
Yeah.
DJs do need to break more artists, especially in North Carolina, because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of North Carolina DJs, I don't think they really concerned about breaking the Carolina artists.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Okay.
they just worried about breaking everybody else from Atlanta to New York and you know, New Orleans or whatever. But I
Mm-hmm.
really think once the Carolina DJs start focusing on breaking their own artists in their state, then
Mm-hmm.
their brand will become stronger and the
Mm-hmm.
artist brand will become stronger because the artists are always going to go back and be like, this DJ started off breaking my record. And that
Mm-hmm.
led to sponsorships, endorsements, and things like that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
especially if the artists don't forget where they came from and bring the DJ in and be like, "Hey, man, I ain't forgot you. Here you
Mm-hmm.
go. You my set DJ, or I got some
Mm-hmm.
corporate parties that you can DJ." You know, one
Yeah.
hand washes the other.
Yeah. But do you feel like the artists are like kind of ungrateful these days? Because like, and I'm coming from a place of that because I have artists that hit me up and I just be like, you know, I don't even want to work with them because they just kind of lazy and just don't want to do anything or just like I said, that ego, that competitive ego. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like DJ artists, you know, should respect the DJ more?
Oh yeah, they definitely should. If they don't
Mm-hmm.
understand the DJ is the key, they lost in the sauce. They
Yeah.
definitely not respecting the DJs, man. They feel like
Mm-hmm.
they're supposed to do whatever they tell them to do. It don't work like that.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
don't work like that.
yeah, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. And now I see that you got the Vanex Beats hoodie. I need one of those joints. With
Yeah,
that being said, yeah, with that being said, you know, what made you transition from add not I won't say transition, but what made you add DJing and producing together? What made you correlate the two?
well, actually, I started off as DJ before I even started making beats.
Okay.
But when I started getting real serious and started going into the studio, I just added the Van X Beats thing because it was a way
Mm.
more to brand myself.
Yes, sir.
Um, you know, it's just I think the DJing and the beat thing go hand in hand because you got to have the beat to get to the artist. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So,
Mm.
and I've always been a musician because I played the saxophone and
Oh, nice.
lead.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, so I play the keyboards.
Mm.
I actually play instruments.
Mm. Okay. Copy, for sure, man. And what do you like to make beats? You use MP, Machine, Ableton, Logic. What you use to make beats?
I just use strictly MPCs. I ain't into
Mm.
all the Fruity Loops and all that. I got
Yeah.
a machine and all that, but I'm an MPC guy. You know,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
uh,
Yeah, I wanna learn the MP. I gotta learn the MP.
yeah, I see a lot of people going back to the MP, like Metro Beat still use it.
Yeah.
Alchemist is one of my homeboys. He still use it. Havoc from Mob Deep. You know, a lot of the great producers, even Zaytoven, still use the MPC because he's got his own style. And I
Yeah.
really took the time out to really even try to get
Mm.
on Fruity Loops and learn
Yeah.
all that. I ain't really no keyboard punching producer. I like to
Yeah.
play.
Play. Yeah, I'm the same way too. And with that being said, now we were talking. You spent some time up there in New York at my home.
Yeah, the Bronx, man.
Yeah, I'll be
I
up there.
know
I'll
that's
be
my
up there
shit.
Friday. Yeah, I'll be
Oh,
up there on
what?
Friday. Yeah, I gotta go check on my dad and stuff. So I'll be up there Friday. So
All right, dope. I
yeah,
love the Bronx. I used to stay on 170 in Clay. Actually, my building was 1436 Clay Ave.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, right down from the Grand Concourse.
Yeah, yeah. I went to high school over there, so I know it is. I went to high school over there. Yeah. Yeah. So what made you want to? What made you just go up there? Like, what made you? Yeah. Because the Carolinas and the Bronx is so, especially like a small town like Burlington, is so different from the Bronx. What made you want to go up there and get some music done?
Well, I moved to the Bronx when I started working with Bad Boy.
Yes, sir. Let's talk about that story.
Yeah, my friend of mine who was managing me was actually cousins with Puff, and his grandma had an apartment in the Bronx.
Okay,
Didn't stay there no more, so
yeah.
I took over the apartment. And once we started working with Diddy, we moved to the Bronx so we could be closer to Manhattan to get the Daddy House studio. So that's how I moved to the Bronx.
Yes, sir. Yeah, for sure. And with that being said, how do you feel about what's the difference between the Carolina music scene and the New York music scene to you?
To me, I think the authentic sound with it. The Bronx and New York, it's just, they understand the power of music. Say the hip hop was started in the Bronx, so to me, the music is respected more upper state in the Bronx than some down here in North Carolina, because I feel like people from North Carolina don't feel like people can actually make it in the music business.
Okay.
And you are an artist from here, they be like, oh, here go another rapper, another producer or whatever.
Yeah.
But you say you're an artist and producer, they want to check your shit out and see what you're doing, because they see, they see what it is. They know it's a thing up there.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, because like I said, I'm from the town, so I'm from New York, so I'm down here, living down here. But the reason I asked too is because, like I said, as a DJ down here, I feel like a lot of the artists are kind of standoffish. They feel like, they kind of like, they move a little differently. Like me from New York, I kind of like, I show that love. You know what I'm saying? I show that New York love. So like, they be looking at me like an outsider. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to help you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, why do y'all do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? So myself, I was trying to understand why they act like that. That's why.
Yeah, they don't understand the power of networking, though.
Yeah.
You up top, you understand the power of networking because you seen the OGs do it the right way.
Yeah.
Pace what they did.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing.
Gotcha.
Make a living of it up there. Down here, they don't. To me, that's what
gotcha. Okay, gotcha. You would know better than me, so for sure, man. And I want to ask you this question: do you like rocking the clubs better, the parties better, or you like the studio better?
I don't know. I like the club. I like the club better.
The club? Yeah.
You can test records out. You get to feel the people out. You know what I'm saying? I like that better.
Gotcha. And let's talk about some music right quick. Now you got a lot of big features. I mean, you were the Supaproducer Vanex yourself, and then you got a couple for features, big features. So you got Fabo, you got Project Pat, the new single "Act the Fool" that's on DJ Chase Radio. Lil Kilo, you got DJ Drama, you got a couple people. Christopher Williams, that's a hot feature right there. So. Yes, sir. And I see you got my guy Lord Finesse for the bras too. Yeah, I see. So when you pick your features for your song, for your singles, how do you pick your features?
A lot of my features come through just I'm a promoter too, so I do shows and concerts. So every time I book somebody, I normally try to get them in the studio.
Okay.
I got DJ Drama and Project Pat in the studio when they came to North Carolina. I booked them for an event. Well, not DJ Drama. DJ Drama actually had a show at the Coliseum, and I invited him to come to my studio.
Okay.
And that's how that feature happened. Project Pat, same thing. I booked him for a show.
Yeah.
Studio, played a couple of beats. He went crazy, locked it in. So that's how that feature happened.
Gotcha. And then being a promoter, do you feel like the money is worth it? Like, do you feel like what? As far as artists, now I wouldn't say in so much parties, but do you feel like more like concert promoting is the money is worth it at this point for you?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of money in doing promotions and concerts stuff like that. I mean, when you work a 9 to 5, that money is different than making, a certain amount of money in 4 or 5 hours at a concert. I mean, you can make bands off of 4 or 5 hours. So money is where it's at.
Gotcha. To you, yeah, for sure. And now I do want to ask you this question because, like I said, I want to. My show is dedicated to music education, so that's why if I ask you a lot of questions, it's more of an educational show for artists and musicians and stuff like that. So, being a DJ, do you feel like You do have a radio show as well too, correct?
Hmm?
I say you do have a radio show as well too, correct?
Well, I have a couple of pending right now. I got some offers of
Mm-hmm.
some radio shows that I'm about to
Okay.
start doing this year, but
Yeah.
not an official one of my own, not yet.
Not yet. Got you. Got you. And how important is radio? Because you hear a lot of artists say, okay, social media, streaming, and all that doesn't matters more than radio. How important is it to be on radio and have your music on radio?
I think radio is definitely great because one for first and foremost, it's hard to get on the radio.
Yes, sir.
Get your radio on your songs on the radio. That's
Mm-hmm.
branding. That's money opportunity if you got your paperwork right, and it's a way to build your brand. So a lot of people try to say radio is dead. I don't think so. I think it's very important because every time I go out or I ask them, somebody be like, "Yo, man, I just heard your joint on the radio." So I see the impact of it, and it's definitely important. But you still can work both angles: the radio, the digital radio, as well as the FM stations radio is very important. You got it. You need to have it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And with that being said, now I want to ask you another question. Right, when you make your beats, do you prefer this like? How do you pick your samples? How do you pick your sound and develop your sound from the samples? Because you could make, you make trap beats on an MPC, which is crazy. That's why I was listening to your music and I'm like, you making trap beats on MPC. So like, how do you pick your samples on the when you producing?
If I feel it, I go with it. I don't really. I'm the type of person that if I feel the vibe, I just go with the vibe. A lot of the records that I produce, they just accidentally just come together just by whatever I'm vibing at that day. So
Yeah.
and then I really want a trap producer. I like the soulful type records, but as being a DJ, I knew I had to transfer over to do a little bit of both because I'm because I stay in the South.
Yeah.
I kind of mix all the South and the North together.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference between me and a lot of other producers. I'm from both areas because a lot of people think I'm from up top when they really, I'm from here, so I mix both of them together.
Yeah, got you. And before we get out of here too, Supaproducer Vanex, I do want to ask you this question. Like, if you had your dream feature, who would it be, dead or alive? Who would be your dream feature?
Probably Biggie.
Okay.
Biggie. Yeah, I always wanted to work with Biggie, and probably like Michael Jackson, something like that.
For sure, man. And then, is there a tour coming? You gonna do a tour? You gonna like go on tour this year?
Yeah. This summer we planning the Supaproducer tour. We got a few dates locked up from North Carolina to VA to South Carolina to New York.
Yeah,
we're hitting every city. I actually just locked in some stuff in Texas.
Let's go.
Floating everywhere, my G.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then one of my last questions is this too. With that being said, is there a full compilation album coming out this year?
I don't know. I ain't really into the album thing right now. I'm just focusing on dropping singles. Dropping singles. I got a new single coming out in a couple of days called Dirty, and it's an R&B record, but it's kind of got a hip hop feel beat to it. But the main thing right now, I'm just focusing on just dropping singles and building up the brand for each single. Because I got enough material to actually drop an album or a mixtape, but I feel like everybody ain't really focusing on albums no more right now. It's just more just dropping singles and building those brands up for each single.
Yeah. For sure, man. And my very, 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 very last question is this: DJ Vanex is I always ask this question. I'll pop it in. With that being said, if anybody come up to you right now and say, "Yo, DJ Vanex, what's gonna take it for me to be successful in the music business?" What advice would you give anybody and right now trying to get into the music business?
I tell people to be a social butterfly and be a workaholic. You know what I mean? The more social you are, the more you out here spreading your brand around, the better successful you can be. Because you got a lot of people who do not like to perform. You got a lot of people who don't get in their cars and like how I met you. They don't go and do any network. They don't follow up with the networks. They don't email people. They don't do PR stuff. You gotta just do everything if you want to build your brand, because you gotta understand you building a brand. A brand is nothing unless you put some power and motion behind it. You know,
Yes, sir.
is focusing on creating music, but they're not focusing on building a brand with their music.
Yes, sir. And on that note, man, we are out of here. DJ Vanex, super producer, DJ Vanex on our streaming platforms, man. Plug your social media. Where can people find you? Where can people reach out to you, brother?
Instagram, Supaproducer DJ Vanex. Same thing as TikTok that they just brought back. Twitter X, I'm on I am Vanex, and Facebook Supaproducer Vanex, man. Go grab those singles, Active Food featuring DJ Drama, Project Pat, and Princess. Turn Around featuring Fable, Married to the Money, Go Crazy, Bust It. You know, check them singles out. Add them to your playlists.
You get it, man. Once again, it's DJ Chase, the pregame party mix podcast, right here on that DJ Chase Radio mobile app, man. WDJC DB, DJ Chase Radio, DJChaseRadio.com, DJChase.net, and Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, and YouTube DJ Chase TV. And I'm out.